Hello? Hey, let me call you back later, sis. Yeah. All right. Bye. Yeah, today is July 26, 2020. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press. Um, as I was last night, I was reading that response to what my wife's attorney sent. That I got, that they sent to the old address. And I noticed that he put in there not her new account of her balance, which her attorney lied to the courts because she took everything out of the account. I even pulled up my text messages where I asked her, can I pay rent and pay the bills? And she never responded to me because didn't have no money. She took everything out. She took everything out of the bank. I met my wife in California. That was the best time of my life when I married her. But don't get me wrong, marriage is good. I really enjoyed being married. I was deeply in love with my wife. And I used to tell her, I think the reason why our marriage was so good is because I don't drink or mess with drugs, and I remember I used to tell her she needed to stop drinking and messing with weed all the time and stuff, so that's not good for you, But then she closed down Bloomingdale's, closed down Babies R Us in Minnesota, and Toys R Us. And that's when she got sick. And that's when I found out that she had AIDS. It's the day I rushed her to the hospital. And it's wrong for a woman, for anyone, any woman or man, it's wrong to put someone's life in danger for that long without telling them that you have AIDS. Whether it's stage 3 or whatever, it's wrong not to tell someone. It's wrong. And a person like that should be punished. It just shows that there was never no love, no true love there whatsoever. No respect, no honor. There was never nothing there. So a lot of people read everything that's been going on with me and have been giving me advice on what to do and everything else. And then I noticed that a couple of people also even told me, well, in the state of Minnesota, this is the problem with the state of Minnesota, is that they always go by what a woman wants and what a woman says. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And this is not coming from men. This is coming from other women, that knows us. That's the funny part about it, which they don't even speak with my wife no more because they all know that I've never hurt her or anything else. But she planned this out to the T. When she started not coming home, the end of April, kept disappearing and stuff. I knew she was sleeping around. No man can stop a woman from sleeping around. No man can. And no woman can stop a man from sleeping around. When they do that, there was never no love, no honest, no dignity there. Like the old saying is, you can't make a hoe into a housewife. But it's funny how she starts doing that out here again, but never done that in California. So she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. So someone was taking pictures, well, videoing it, recording it while she moved everything else out of the house on May 7th. Someone was recording that stuff, and I got it, and I asked them to come to court because I'm going to take this to trial. I don't know if it's a trial that you go through for a divorce or what, but it has to be taken to trial. Just like this case that I got to find out what's going on with this here for domestic violence when I never domestic violence anyone in my life. That's the funny part about it, But she lied, though. She lied. She's good at lying and everything else. You cannot trust a person with a background of being a prostitute in the state of Minnesota, ran drugs, equipped other girls that were minors for her ex, affiliated with gangbangers in the state of Minnesota. She was a prostitute in a place called St. Paul, a place called Frogtown, wherever the hell that's at. That was her running grounds. And it's funny because when we got the place when we got the place in 8th Street, a lot of people used to say, I know your wife from somewhere. I don't know where, but I know your wife from somewhere. I've seen her before. Right then and there, that should have told me something. That right then and there. Then when we got to Faribault, there was a lady that lived next door to us. Her husband passed away. And she used to say the same thing. And then my neighbor's wife, used to say the same thing. I know your wife from somewhere. I don't know where, but I've seen her before. And it was a while back. Is she from Minnesota? And I'm like, nah, she's from California. And my neighbor's wife was saying, no, I think she's from Minnesota. I said, no, I don't know, because she always told me she was from California. That's where I met her at, in California. So I don't know, what you're saying. I even told her that, and she goes, oh, no, I'm from California. I said, oh, okay. Because somebody claimed that they seen you before. I don't know if it was at work or what, but it kind of hurts when you get lied on, when you know you've never done nothing wrong, but all they care about is try to put a charge on a man, regardless if it's true or not. That's the bad part about the state of Minnesota. They let women get away with a lot of stuff, man. Some of these women, they let some of these women get away with a lot of stuff. I see marriage people out here, and I used to say, man, I wish my marriage lasted that long. Hey, for the 18 years, I never knew that she hated me that much. And all of this is behind hate. Nothing but hate. And you could tell when someone hates you is when they clean out the accounts, and when they turn around and have false charges put up against the person. This is hate, revenge, retaliation. This is nothing but hate and revenge. She know I never touched her. She hit me. And I'm going to be getting subpoenas for the telephone calls. When she was on the telephone call with the sheriff's department, I'm going to get those recordings. In the back of the recordings, you'll hear, I'm tired of you hitting me. I'm tired of you pushing me down the stairs. I'm tired of you trying to kill me. I didn't know she was on the call with the sheriff until that sheriff told me, and it's kind of messed up that the state of Minnesota doesn't give a damn that a person will commit perjury and have false charges put up on someone, and this is like the Wild West out here in Minnesota. You got a deputy that strong arm robbed me, violated state, federal, state laws, the color law, violated every law that you could think of, and yet they hold a charge above my head against me that has never happened. And since I've been putting all of this on YouTube. She's calling her attorney. She's calling the city attorney's office. She's calling the DA's office. They're watching it. I'm not saying nothing wrong. You see, I could see if I was lying. That's the thing. But I don't lie to no one. And I'm speaking the truth. You see, she's been sleeping around. She's been smoking weed. She's been drinking again. I have the pictures. I have everything. I had to go to my neighbor to find out how to record everything, where she tears the house up, throws her medicine in the trash, you know. And when he showed me how to use my phone, how to record everything, that's what I did. Like, she came home one day smelling like weed. I said, why is it all of a sudden you working at AutoZone? You better not be putting drugs in the car, transporting drugs again. You better not be doing that. But yet, oh, I'm not doing nothing. I go clean the car. What do I find? I find drugs in the car. Now I'm getting hot. Okay, now I'm getting hot. I told you, I asked you, I don't want drugs in our cars. That car is financed. I don't want drugs in the car. Will I let someone use our car? You have no right to let no one use our car. You have no right to do that. You don't know if these people have a license, if these people's license is suspended. When I found the drugs in the car, she said she let one of the employees from AutoZone use our car. So you let an employee use our car to transport drugs in our car or smoke drugs in our car. That person gets pulled over. The car gets impounded. Finance company snatches the car. We're at fault. Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. Sue says we're not. I don't give a fuck about what Sue says. I'm telling you, we're at fault. Like, they get no crash. They're not going after that individual. They're going after the one that's registered to the vehicle and that's the owner of the vehicle. But she don't understand that, you know. So I knew that she had drugs in the car, and I'm saying to myself, God, I hope she speed like she always speed and get pulled over, and let the cops find it. Let the police or the brown police cars. I think they highway patrols. Well, no, I don't think they got highway patrols in Minnesota. I don't know what you call them, but they got brown patrol cars. They're not the sheriffs. They got brown patrol cars. So I'm hoping that one day she gets pulled over for speeding and they smell it and they ask to search the car, you know, and bam, she goes to jail, you know, because if you going back into smoking drugs, you've been doing it. Since November of 2019, she's been hanging out with Sue again, coming home drunk, smelling like weed, finding drugs in the car. So it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. You know, it's going to happen again. Because you cannot tell me that you're not back into your old habits when you are, you know, when you are. I think the only best thing that happened to us in California is when I said, look, we got police dogs at the Beverly Center, and those are drug dogs. You keep selling drugs at the Beverly Center, your ass gonna be in jail. That's for sure. So it's either me or the drugs. So she stopped, as far as I knew, she stopped selling weed to people at Bloomingdale's in California. She stopped selling weed. Because that was the second time I saw her. And that was in October. The second time I saw her, October 17th. She was at Motel 8 down on Hollywood and Sunset. She was staying over there because the guys she was staying with, they kicked her out and they beat her ass because she shortchanged them out of the weed she was selling, the drugs she was selling for them and stuff, you know. Then come out to Minnesota and she just picks up her habit again, you know. And it's wrong that you can't use the laws of adultery in the state of Minnesota. That law should stay there. That law is in the Bible. That law is in the Holy Quran. That laws in every religion about adultery. You know, when a woman commits adultery or a man, they should be penalized. They should be penalized. You know, they should be penalized. But you see, you know, when a person loves you, is when they're there for you and they don't cheat. That's when you got a true woman or a true man. It's when they don't cheat. I've been with her for 18 years, never cheated on her, never lied to her, never hit her. But when you turn around and you bust the individual for cheating, there's so much love there where you don't want to lose the individual that you love. You take everything that they put up against you and on you, from the assaulting you, from trying to kill you, but yet you still love this individual. And I ask myself plenty of times when a lot of people ask me that witness the bruises on me and stuff, the black eyes, the scratches on my face, why do you stay with her? Because I loved her. Because I love her. Love my wife. Love my wife very, very dearly. You know? And then when she always wants to just start an argument, you know, that's when you know that it's not there no more. But yet, when they bring up, well, my ex was a better man than you, but your ex beat you down like you was a dog, had you work in the streets as a prostitute, you got AIDS, so there's no telling how many people you gave AIDS to in the state of Minnesota, but you can get away with that. So if a man does that, he's in jail. Wow. The laws are only for against men. The laws are not against the women, only for men. Minnesota needs to wake up, man. They need to really stop making this a woman's state, because you're not showing equal rights, equal opportunity to no man in the state of Minnesota that goes through bull like I'm going through. And especially if a woman has AIDS or a man has AIDS, you're supposed to keep track of those individuals every day. Every day. You're supposed to have them on a leash every day, especially when they stage 3. Every day. They're supposed to be on a leash every day. Because it's bad when you turn around and your husband or your wife says, I'm sleeping around with other people with AIDS. That is sick. That is totally sick. There's no value of life in something like that anymore. That is totally sick. You know, it's just like when I see on the news every day about all of these people that's dying from this COVID-19. And I bet half of those people who wouldn't even wear masks, the same idiots that get up there, I'm not wearing no mask, I'm not wearing no mask. I bet you those are the same idiots that's fucking dying. And they deserve to die. Because you see, I have no sympathy for anyone that uses drugs, that sells, that's an alcoholic, and that's a prostitute. You choose to be all of that. You choose to put the drugs in your hand. You choose to put the alcohol in your hand. You choose that. Nobody chose that but you. You chose to be a prostitute. You chose that. How can you come from a good family, of an adopted family that has money, and you chose to be a prostitute or a hoe or gay? You chose that. Nobody chose that but you. Everybody wants to accuse and blame everybody else, but they don't want to blame themselves. It's just like this here with me. May 7th, she kicked my ass. She's been setting me up. She tells me she took the sheriff out. I couldn't believe that until I went to go get the report when she tells me, well, the report wasn't filed. I've been taking him out and we've just been setting you up. This comes out of her mouth. This comes out of her mouth. That's the bad part about it. This comes out of her mouth. So I told Terry what she told me. Terry said, no, you need to go down there and get the copy of the police report from the sheriff. So I go down there and I show it to him. I'm like, look at that. Exactly what she said. Exactly what she said. Exactly what she said. So it's kind of funny how she says this and it comes out true. You know, like, let me see. She's 43 years old. She was pregnant, got pregnant in Minnesota. So she must have had, her daughter's 18. So she must have had him when she was 25. So she got diagnosed with AIDS in Minnesota. Wow. Let me see, this is 2020. So she got diagnosed. The CDC knew that she had HIV, stage 3, since 2000? Between 99 and 2000? And she tell me that she don't know how she caught it. When I find out when she got sick out here in Minnesota, and we talked, but I'm the bad person, but yet in my mind, I want to leave her, but I couldn't because I believe in God, Allah, and we took a vow through death do us part, through sickness and in health. So everybody else asked me the same thing. Why did you stay with her? Because I was true to my wife. I had to help take care of my wife. I had to make sure that she was okay. And the main thing of it all, I was deeply, very, very deeply in love with my wife. I respected her. I loved her. I adored her. I admired her. I put my wife on this big pedestal, man. You know, that's why I stayed with her after I found out she had HIV. Oh, I wanted to leave her. Yeah, I did. I did. You know, because I think that's the dirtiest, the cruelest thing that you could do to another human being is when you do not tell them from all of those years that you have HIV stage 3, and to top it all off, endangering my life. All of those years, endangering my life. Endangering my life. It was a neighbor of ours that always heard her yelling at me, hitting me, everything. People seen it. You know, all of a sudden they looking, they coming in the door, my leg is going out the window. Just threw my leg out the window. Had me stranded. Had me stranded. So I'm like, I'm tired of this, man. And I sat down, we talked. I said, no, we got to get another car. I got tired of being stranded. So went, got a new car, 2018. Matter of fact, it was 8/18/2019. We got the Chevy Sonic. And I liked it because it was best for my leg, you know. And we built up our credit and everything. I traded in my Ford Taurus, which was under my name only. Traded in my Ford Taurus as a down payment, and brought it from Empire Rentals, car sales. Brought it from Empire. Well, we had problems with it at first, you know. Had to go here, had to go there, but I got it all taken care of and stuff, you know. But my point though is that got the car so she could stop leaving me in the house, taking the car key, taking the house keys. She always took the car to work. You know, sometimes say, well, let me start dropping you off at work. All of that was cool. You know, she called me every day from work for lunch. Oh, I'm on my way home. You want me to pick you up any cigarettes? Yeah, pick me up some cigarettes. If you're going to stop, yeah. So I always had to fill up the car with gas at night when she got home because I didn't want her out there at night. You know, we always watch it in the news. Somebody got robbed or something like that. So I was very protective of my wife, you know. Then all of a sudden, got the car because it was good for my leg and better for me. And then we had the Nissan, got the Nissan. So we had two cars. She drove the Nissan, I drove the Chevy. So then she wants to drive the Chevy. So we drove, you know, I haven't seen my Chevy since May 7th. That was the last time I saw the Chevy, May 7th, 2020, 8:45 p.m. Last time I saw my Chevy. So then all of a sudden, she starts this bullshit, going back and forth over the Suze, drinking. She crashed the car once, Chevy once. I had to get that fixed. Then all of a sudden, this is when everything gets thrown in my face, okay? This is how they throw the controlling in your face. You control me, you control me. I do? Since when? You do what you want to do. You sleep around. You don't come home. There's plenty of times you haven't been at home. You claim you're at work. It's just like when you went to Wilmer, Minnesota. You out there with your guy in a hotel, motel, whatever. But I control you. You go as you please. I got a call for lunch. You've been doing that for 18 years. You always tell me when you're going to lunch, what time you're going to get off. You've been doing that for 18 years. Oh, but now all of a sudden, since we're going through all of this and you get busted, and I never hit you, never hurt you, knowing you've been sleeping around, smoking weed again, drinking, but all of a sudden I'm controlling you. Look, if I was so violent, if I was such this violent man, I would have done something to her when she first started sleeping around. I would have done something. If I was such a violent, jealous man, I would have done something. But you see, I don't hit women. You see, I don't hit women. If I was such a violent man, regardless about you have AIDS, I would have hurt you because you endangered my life for all of these years. Then on January, when you tried to intentionally kill me, and I did the police report, the only place I knew how to get to was Health Partners because that was the only place I knew how to get to. Because I'm always stuck in the house. So that day when you attacked me and you're yelling at me, punching me, you bit me, you cut me, you scratched me, you spit in my face, broke my glasses, threw me down the stairs, stomped the shit out of me. Right then and there, if I was such a violent man against a woman, against you, I wouldn't have let you do all of that. I would have took you out. That's common sense. That's common sense. That's logic. If I was such a violent man towards you, never hurt you, always looked out for you. Everyone that knows us that you talk so good about me to, now and all of a sudden you're saying, no, they never talked this good about me. Wow. But yet you always want someone to feel sorry for you. Why should an individual feel sorry for a person that was a prostitute that spreaded AIDS in the state of Minnesota to God knows who? That assaults her husband, that drinks, mess with drugs. Oh, that's right, I forgot, because she's a woman. I totally forget about that. Only in Minnesota, because in California, you would have transported drugs from one county to another, your ass be in jail. You would have got busted. What you done to me in California, this is why you didn't want to move back to California. Because if this happened in California, your ass would still be sitting in jail right now on a $5 million bail. You'll still be sitting in jail right now. Regardless, you would still be sitting in jail right now because they wouldn't give a damn about what county you from. You committed spousal abuse on me. On me. You wouldn't have had the time to try to set me up with the sheriff's department. You wouldn't have had that time. That wouldn't have been given to you. That would not have been given to you. In California, and you know this because you're from Minnesota, so you knew what you was doing. But it's so ironic how you tell me that your ex beat the daylights out of you every day, and he's a better man than me, and he had you prostituting. And this is where it gets funny, because some of the people, now I see why you never wanted to go to St. Paul, go out that way or shop out there that way, because people know you in St. Paul. Your tricks know you in St. Paul. Now that all makes sense. And the neighbor was telling me that too. The neighbor was telling me that too. This from another woman. And it's so ironic because as I was talking to Donna, Rona, and all of them, telling them what was going on, they always told me, watch out for her. Watch out for her. Watch out for her. Because then she lied to you about everything. There's a reason why she didn't want to tell you everything about her life until she got sick and she was a prostitute. And they even said it too. When they first met you, they knew something about you they did not like. They did not like you at all. They knew something about you. They knew something about you they did not like. You know, and it's funny how they were right and I was wrong. I was married to a hoe. And my mistake was you cannot make a hoe into a housewife. Once a hoe, always a hoe. See, and like and one thing they told me to watch out for, if you ever see her, trust me, if she's with her other man or her other pimp, and if he tries to fight you, she'll protect him. Even though you was her first husband, which I doubt you was her first husband, because they even say that. And I'm like, you know what? I doubt it too. Because if she lied to me all of these years and endangered my life, that bitch is supposed to be in jail. And that's why everybody can't understand. That's why everybody cannot understand why she was not charged. She must have done something with the sheriff's department. So everything she told you was right, because I told them everything. I told them everything. Yeah, she said when the last time we got in an argument, she said that she took the deputy out. This came out of her mouth. And then I go get the police report when she said the deputy closed the incident report. I couldn't believe it until I saw it from my own eyes. And they say, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just leave her alone. I am leaving her alone. That I'm doing. That I'm doing. That I'm doing. But one right I do have is to bring all of this up in court. That I have that right for, and I got the right to subpoena whoever I want to subpoena in court. You know, that's my right. That is my right. And I'm not letting nobody take my rights from me, not my freedom of speech, Freedom of the press. I'm not letting nobody violate my constitutional rights. So my First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third, Fourth, Fifth, go all the way down the line. Nobody's going to violate my rights. I didn't like when we went to the hearing because I had to talk to this service that there was no stenographer there. And also there was, I don't even think they recorded it, which is unethical. But I got to find out Monday. Because I still didn't get nothing in my email address for the court hearing. And so then I noticed that her attorney, he filed bogus papers with the courts, like she has the Wells Fargo account still, but she doesn't, because there's only 15 cents in our joint account because she stole everything. She took everything. Everything. I had to call her. Hey, can I pay rent? Can I get some money for food? I had to call her and all of this, and then all of a sudden, bam, I get served with a fucking restraining order. She played the system. She played the system for her own game to steal all the money and everything, And the bad part is it hurts. It hurts because she stole everything. She stole everything. She stole the stimulus check. She stole the taxes. Taxes was $2,073 federal. Minnesota taxes was $1,515. Stimulus check for both of us because we were married was $2,400. She stole that. My check, $1,030.04. She stole that. She stole everything. Everything. She took out of the bank. Everything. And everybody's saying, well, the judge is going to make her pay half of that back to you because that was joint property and she knew she wasn't supposed to do that. Yes, she knew it because Terry told her. When we spoke with this attorney, we sat down with this attorney and Terry told her, do not do none of that. Judges do not like that. But yet, we notice if a man does it, he's in violation. But a woman does it in the state of Minnesota, it's okay. They don't have to pay nothing back. It's okay. We have no kids. Thank God we have no kids. Because why should a person have a child that got rid of a child? You see, people like that and people with HIV there should be a law where they should not be able to bear a child. They should be spaded. That's my personal opinion. They should not be able to have a child. You got rid of your first child. You threw that child away, but because those people had money, and as long as they pay for your trips and everything else, that's cool. You're there with them. You're there for them. And it's wrong how she uses everybody. It's totally wrong. I'll give you an example. One day she was short on her register. Since she's been working at AutoZone, she was short like $200 or $300. And she claimed one of the registers was short. This is what she told me. So she went to the bank, took the money out of our account, and added that money into one of the registers at AutoZone. Claimed that we'll get that money back. It's just like during the COVID-19. She had me going all over the place for hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes. And yet she's telling me, well, she's taking $150 out for supplies, but AutoZone is going to reimburse us. That's all I hear. But yet she's sending money to some guy that she, quote, met online. Oh, I forgot, just got out of prison. Oh, I forgot her other one was he works for AutoZone when there's a policy about that. But she talks about other people, about dating, and talks bad about other individuals doing it, but it's okay for her to do it. It's just like I remember Ted that worked for AutoZone in Faribault. Hey, what's up, Shafiq? What's up, man? She got Ted fired and she bragged about it. See, when she drinks, all she do is talk. See, I cannot stop her from drinking. I don't care you drink. You're at home, good. I know you're safe. I know you're not going to get mugged. I know you're not going to crash the car. I know you're not going to go to jail for drunk driving. Well, she was supposed to got pulled over plenty of times coming from Sue's house. She should have been pulled over plenty of times driving drunk. But it's kind of weird, though, that she didn't. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. She'll use the excuse, oh, I'm just tired. I haven't slept. You know, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So, like, what's so ironic is that I try to find out when the taxes, the tags were due on the Chevy. So I look it up and I put in our license plate number and I couldn't get no hit. It said invalid license number, invalid license number. So I go back, when I go to court, I go to DMV to find out what's going on with the Chevy. And it's so ironic is because they put it back under both of our names. But we looked further into this here and it was just done. But this is the funny thing. There's two titles out there, two car titles out there for the Chevy Sonic. There's two titles, one under her name and one under both our names. There's two titles for the Chevy Sonic out there. See, DMV thought I wouldn't find this out. They actually believed that I wouldn't find this out. Two titles out there for the Chevy Sonic. One title has the license plate that they changed it to under her name, which is fraud against DMV. And there's one title that says with both of our names with the original license plate number on it. So there's two titles out there for the Chevy Sonic. So no matter which way you look at it, if that car gets hit or crashed or anyone driving the car, I'm responsible. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. But you know what's so ironic, people, is when you go through a divorce, there's a paper on there that states that is there any other assets that your spouse gets? And there is, because it says bonuses, et cetera, right? Yeah, she gets a quarterly bonus. You know, she got a quarterly bonus of $700.18 in February, okay? In February. Okay, she got a quarterly bonus in February of $18 and $718, about $718. Then, before all of this happened, she was telling me about the big meeting they had, that the end of the last week of June, all managers will be getting a quarterly bonus of $4,000. Okay. Now, the lowest bonus that she had since she's been working for AutoZone is the lowest was $1,700 and change. And it's funny how this attorney does not put that in her thing. But yet, courts ask about her bonuses. And she gets a quarterly bonus every month. So her attorney says that, well, she can't afford to pay me spousal maintenance. Oh, you make enough money. You make enough money. You know, enough money. Before, you know, this is the funny thing, is that before she was bringing home $2,453 before, because that's what she told me. But AutoZone minus $1,000 for her 401k and medical and all of that. That's what she told me. See, I don't know. All I can go by is what she tells me, right? So instead of the $2,453, $1,453 will be going in the bank, okay? Now, that's what she's supposed to be getting paid every 2 weeks, all right? So that's about $2,000 $4,906. Okay. That's not including, you got 2 months where you get paid 3 times. Okay. Where you get paid 3 times. So in the months that she gets paid 3 times, that's $4,359. Okay. All I was asking for is what we agreed to before. All right. Give me $650. Give me $650. You take the Nissan, I take the Chevy. I bought the Chevy for me. You did not put nothing down on the Chevy. But yet in Minnesota, they got this weird stuff out here in Minnesota. It's not like California. In California, she wouldn't be able to do the shit she did to me at all. At all. And she knows this. She knows how it is in Minnesota. She knows the laws. This broad, Barney's ex-wife, showed her everything. Like, when she told me on 3/4, it was around 3/4, I have the email, the text message, because I was starting to learn how to text, still learning how to text. When she told me that she could put a restraining order out on me, and I'm like, I text back, I'm like, what are you talking about? What did I do? Because I even asked Terry, what did I do for her to even come out with this? So this is coming from Sue. Because she started hanging out with Sue, getting drunk and everything since November 2019. That's when slowly everything started happening again. She started not to come home. I'm spending the night at Sue's, but she's not at Sue's. Okay? Because when she come home, she smell like she's been out there fucking. All right? And you know us men know when our women are sleeping around. Okay? So she got one liar that lied on her ex to get all the money from him, you know, which he was an idiot anyway, Barney, because he jumped into the marriage with this one when he was getting out of a marriage, you know. But she always interfered with his divorce and everything, with his ex. And it was kind of weird because then she started saying, well, your kids don't respect me. She ain't got no right to say nothing to his kids. Those are his kids. You have no right to say nothing to his kids. Those are his kids. They don't have to respect you. They don't have to respect you. Those are his kids. And they don't have to listen to you. Those are his kids. They got to listen to their daddy when they're at that house. But she always got interfered with his ex-wife and everything. And now I guess he sees, you know, when I told him straight out, man, you wrong for jumping into another marriage, man. You totally wrong. But that was none of my business. Because like I tell him when he used to talk to me about it, I said, look, man, that's between you and her. I have nothing to do with it. That's none of my business. I don't care if she beat you. I don't care if you beat her. That's none of my business. I mind my business. I have my own marriage to deal with. That's none of my business. That's none of my business. And that's the problem with people in Minnesota. They break your marriages up. Misery loves company. So what's the best way? His ex-wife can't get no more money from him. So Sue contacts my wife. Hey, what you doing? I just decided to see what you're doing. And you see how I know she doesn't have a mind of her own, because a prostitute, a hoe, does not have a mind of their own. They used to being told what to do, getting abused. They used to that. So she was free for 18 years of marriage without no abuse, no assaults on her, no disrespect to her. And she couldn't handle that. So Sue tells her, oh, he's no good for you. And I used to like Sue. I used to like Sue. I used to think she was a nice person, you know. I used to like Sue. But now, as I see all of this and get all of this information, she broke my marriage up. But my wife wasn't woman enough to even stand up for me and say, well, this is not going on in my marriage. So there was never no love there. There was never no honesty in our marriage from her. Nothing but betrayal. Because she used to tell me, why this person used to beat the shit out of me. This person used to beat the shit out of me because I did this, I did that. Why you don't hit me? Because you married a man, a real man. That's why I don't hit you. You're a woman. Why should I hit a woman? I treated you like a queen. I treated you like a princess. I treated you like a lady. But everything you have done to me, you're not a lady. You're not a woman. You are a dog. You never told me you had HIV. You kept that from me. You intentionally try to give me AIDS. You succeeded in what you wanted to do by destroying me. And yet you say why I say what I say on these things here? And you get away with this? No. You have no morals. You talk bad about me when I've never hurt you in 18 years. And this is behind hate. You never had respect for me, but yet I showed compassion, love, respect to you. And yet you turn around. These are the text messages he was sending me. There's nothing in those text messages that violated any laws. When I'm telling you, you need to start telling these people you have HIV. You're bleeding all over AutoZones. You're cutting yourself. A customer could come in there. Because if you claim you don't remember who gave you HIV, AIDS, how you going to remember what you touch? So you got blood inside AutoZone, and you had plenty of times blood inside the car, which I had to clean off the steering wheels, and in the car. And yet a customer can go in there, whether it's a man or a woman, buy a merchandise. They got blood on it. They touch it. It goes into their system. So you destroyed someone else's life. And that's all I said to you. You need to tell these people you have AIDS. Because, yeah, AutoZone can get sued for that. Because when they track it down to AutoZone, they can get sued for that. And then Minnesota has laws. Oh, but I forgot. The laws are not for women. The laws are for men only. They have to disclose whether they have HIV, STD. But the laws are only for men, not for women. Women are exclusive from the laws. They don't have to say nothing to nobody. They don't have to say nothing to no one. It's kind of ironic. This is behind revenge, hate. That's all this is. You left me penniless. Your attorney lies on a court document, committed perjury, saying I got $3,000 worth of household goods when I don't. You took everything out of the house, not once, twice. You planned this down to the T. You get served legal papers. You got the sheriff's department on redial, your own personal police department. Oh, he served me papers. He violated the restraining order. They served me papers. He violated the restraining order. I didn't violate no restraining order. You got served court papers. You got served court papers. I didn't violate no restraining order. I didn't send you no love letter. I didn't call you. You got everybody calling me, threatening me. You got this guy calling me, which we found out he works for AutoZone at your store. Oh, yeah, you need to leave her alone, man. I'm fucking your wife. Your wife is mine now. She sucks my dick and all of this and all of that now. You see, if I was so violent, I would have went down there, broke this dude's neck, and fucked you up. But I'm not the violent one, because I'm not going to jeopardize my life for a well, you're not a woman, you're a dog. For a dog that jeopardized my life, that endangered my life for 18 years, assaulted me and everything. And she got away with it so far, though. It's so far you got away with it, so far. Because if there's anything about karma and a God, you'll get yours. You will get yours. But you see, I know how to work it now. I'm getting the hell out of Minnesota. Deal with this divorce. Deal with these charges. You see, I'm going to defend myself on this criminal charge of domestic violence, because everything, I have the right to bring everything out in trial. Everything will be brought out in trial. I subpoenaed all your medical records when they first said you had HIV in the state of Minnesota, where it states also in your medical records that when you told them you was a prostitute in the state of Minnesota. So I have all your medical records from Minnesota. I have them all. I subpoenaed them all. You see, I have all your medical records. When you first was diagnosed with AIDS, which all of these years, you never told me that you had HIV. I didn't find out till you got sick out here in Minnesota. Got the medical records when you got sick in Minnesota. So I have them all. I even have the bills where we had to pay for the oxygen, but the insurance company paid for it. I have also how records where they shouldn't have paid for it at that time, but I got the records of Sulkin, your caseworker, where he backdated stuff just so you can get insurance on everything, which he himself committed fraud on medical records. So Sulkin needs to be fired. Okay, so I have everything for trial. I have everything for trial. I have everything for trial. Everything. You know, there should be no pity, no sympathy for people that are out there prostituting when there was no need for you to be working the streets. But I forgot all you cared about, which is so ironic. You say you can't stand niggers, blacks, but you be with them. You had a baby by one. That is so ironic. If that's not being a hypocrite, I don't know what is. You have so much hate against me when I have done nothing in this world to hurt you. This is why I know whether I go to heaven or hell. Me and Allah knows I've never hurt you. Always been there for you. I was the best thing that ever happened to you. Everybody says that. And everybody even asked me, after you found out that she had HIV, why did you stay with her? Oh, trust me, I wanted to divorce her. You know, I started a divorce in 2019. I started a divorce when she was in Korea. In Seoul, Korea, you know, because she lied to me again. Oh, I knew she was sleeping around. You know, it's just that I loved it, my wife. That was true love. That was true love that I had for my wife. But I'm tired of being a victim. I'm tired of being a victim. It's time for me to fight. And I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. You know, my lawsuit is filed against the state of Minnesota. Conspiracy, discrimination, false imprisonment, false charges, and the lawsuit. You're in the lawsuit too. You're in the lawsuit too. Strong arm robbery with a deputy with a badge. You're his accomplice. You stole my wallet. Stole the cash I had in my wallet. Stole my credit cards. You stole everything. And also identity theft. You gave someone my social security number, or you doing it yourself. So all of this is tracked through you of identity theft from your IPS address. All of this is a track to you and your job. So all of this is going right back to you. So you're going to get yours. You're going to get yours. You're going to get yours. Do I ever regret that I married you? As of what I know now, yes. Would I ever married you if you would have told me you had AIDS? No. You stay on your side of the street, I stay on my side of the street. You see, when my neighbor told me to record everything, man, record everything, because I hear her all the way over here, and your house is like 20 feet away from us, man, even more, 50 feet. Matter of fact, about 100 feet away, and I hear your wife yelling all the time at you, throwing stuff. I said, yep. All of a sudden, it's just getting bad, man. All of a sudden, it's getting bad. You know, all of a sudden, it's getting bad. So he had to show me how to record stuff. So I recorded, you know, everything when you tore the house up. You came home smelling like weed. Weed was in the car. You smelled like booze. You know, were you yelling, my birth certificate, where's this? Where's that? In the safe. Safe's always where it's been at, in the closet. Safe's always where it's been at, in the closet. Tore the house up. Then you turn around and you wake up and like nothing happened. Just like on 8th Street when you beat me up all the time. And everybody said, why do you stay with this bitch? There were even kids over there that couldn't stand you, you know? And there's people at AutoZone that doesn't like you whatsoever. They hate your guts. You know? This was told to me by Papa Crook. People in Faribault at AutoZone just can't stand you. They hate when you go to their store and everything else. A lot of people over there just don't like you. But you think everybody likes you. We got a surprise for you in court. You're going to see all of the people that I subpoenaed and going to subpoena that you think that are your friends. That's the funny thing, that you think that like you. Your eyes going to pop out. Your eyes going to pop out. You know, your eyes going to pop out. You know. If there's any such thing as karma or justice, you'll get yours. You'll get yours. You'll get yours. You'll get yours. Peace out.